Hello my friends, so this is chapter 16. Finished up chapter 15 by exploring a little what Bell believed. But let's think now a little about what Gus believed. Gus, on the other hand, prayed rarely. He didn't understand faith. He didn't believe in evangelical atheism, and when in a very tight corner he prayed as he had on the plain, but with a feeling of the man who grabs at tufts of grass. I did read this bit the last time. The war, Gus would claim, had taken his faith and smashed it, and what remained of it was like a bomb site. The shallow grave of Duncan's made Gus think of the horrors of World War II, things he'd tried hard to forget. Also of how his young man's dreams had been burned away by the terror of a generation intent on brutality and destruction. Gus had stopped asking why. Well, almost. He did sometimes ask, why haven't the human race destroyed themselves, because they'd be doing the human race a favour, or the universe a favour. It seemed to him that that would perhaps be the answer for the earth. Yet here now, in the lost Amazonian world, it wasn't his wish for mutual destruction. He wanted Bell to survive, and it seemed to him that Bell would survive best if he survived too. One Sunday he surprised Bell by taking from a bag he carried a flat stone about the size of a kitchen floor tile, on which he'd inscribed the words Duncan. He'd made Bell cry as he put it on the grave, but her tears had become less frequent. Undoubtedly she still loved her young Scot very deeply, but she was becoming more used to death. She knew well enough that She knew well enough that he would want her to concentrate her efforts on her own life rather than on his death. Another part of the normal routine was to talk around the fire at night. By means of these they'd come to know each other very well. Gussie enjoyed listening to Bell's talks as she painted interesting oral pictures of her life. Salisbury Market was the topic one evening, and as she described the Tuesday and Saturday events in the city centre, there by ancient charter, Gus could see the stalls full of cloth, tools, hats, music, watches, crockery. The best Brussels sprouts in England! And the flowers. He could hear the cries of the vendors and see the people meandering from stall to stall, often tempted to buy something they didn't need, but enjoying the atmosphere more than they would ever enjoy a department store. He could see Belle and her young friends laughing, smelling the perfume as it blocked out the smell of fish and chips. He saw them trying on hats and ignoring the shouts of the teenage boys. He felt he knew Salisbury Market almost as well as if he'd been there too. How strange, Belle had said as she handed Gus a dish of nuts, that we're sitting here in this strange place talking about something as normal from my hometown. Another evening she persuaded him to talk about Dresden. Gus had described the beautiful city of his childhood and youth. 600,000 people in a city crammed with art and architecture. The beautiful river Elbe where he had played as a boy. He also spoke of the First World War, the poverty of the people, the struggle to exist in a country that was crushed by reparation laws and the stripping away of valuables and machinery by the victorious powers after the Great War. He also spoke of his father, a World War I veteran officer who talked of the need for Germany to revitalise itself and shake off the oppressive enemies who had been so merciless. He also remembered his father often quoting these words in describing Germany at that time. In de politiek it is waarin iemand frontzet, en giet oren alten schon das stimmen door instrument voor muziek. Bell asked for translation and Gus gave it. In politics it's like a concert, untrained ears taking the tuning of the instruments for music. And then Gus added,